Warning. This program is intended for adults only. What you're about to listen to contains explicit language, sexual topics, and don't be surprised if you get wet.
You've just tuned in to PooseBoss with your host, Victoria Lynn.
What's up, guys? It's your girl, Victoria Lynn, and you just tuned in to another episode or mini episode of a RandomPoose. And I have here with me somebody.
Can I hear the name again?
RandomPoose. You like that?
I do like it. And you have to say it like that. You can't say random pussy.
I mean, I just like putting
No, I like it. I like the flow of it.
Like I say, like PooseBoss.
PooseBoss. All right, that's how to pronounce that.
Yeah,
so, okay.
PooseBoss. I'm the PooseBoss.
Do you remember Epic Mealtime when he he was the South Spouse?
The South Spouse.
I'm the South Spouse.
Wait, we didn't even introduce you.
Hi, I'm Josh. Hello.
And what do you do, Josh?
I do a stand-up comedy.
Yes. Yeah. So we actually met on the gram.
We actually met. I was your Lyft driver.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
See?
I was wondering if you knew for sure.
No.
Yeah, I was your Lyft driver.
I always
became bros.
Okay.
I don't get, I try not to, try to get too much contact information from female Lyft passengers, but this one we vibed, so it was an info exchange.
Obviously, we're still sitting here.
Yeah, I at least let them initiate. I'm not the one. I'm not like turning around like, so what's up? You know?
So what's up?
Is this where you live?
Is this? Yo, I have had like people like ask me though, like, hey,
yeah, dudes are terrible.
Yeah, like, which apartment are you in?
Yeah, it's like, hey, is your boyfriend's house? Yeah, no, I've heard many horror stories.
Yeah. So where do you do stand up?
Stand up. Well, I have my own show at the Comedy Store every other Friday. This Friday at the Comedy Store called The Hella Show. I host it. I book all the comics with my friend Sarah. There's usually a DJ. He's out of town this weekend, so I'm thinking of having like an Esteban style guitarist to play through the comedians. Thinking about it.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and then I give away drinks because I don't drink, and I get free drinks there. And then I give away joints too. I give away 2 to 3 joints a show.
But you do smoke.
Yes, I for sure smoke.
So do you just give away your own joints, or do you have them like sponsored?
Sometimes I get them donated. Other times I just give them away.
Yeah. Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah. And then I got this new joint roller and grinder set up from this dispensary I go to called the Green Easy. The Green Easy. Yeah. And so I've been rolling the joints now, so it'll be even more joints to give away. Yeah,
you did it really good. I was telling him how good his joint was rolled. FYI, I'm pretty high. We decided to smoke prior because why not, right?
I think it was called like Black Widow Sativas, the joint I had. It just like really gets like 25%.
Yeah.
THC.
Great.
And then, my own show at the Comedy Store. And then wherever else I get invited, like I was telling you, that pop-up comedy show in random locations throughout California, and then wherever else I get booked.
Yeah. I mean, so that's great. So what do you love about comedy?
I just, I making people, I was a funny kid, so it was like, I'm glad I get to do that still. Yeah. And it feels good. I also like there's a hidden competitive, like almost narcissistic part of it where I like being right.
Yeah.
And if you're laughing with me, then you are agreeing with me. So there's a little bit there. And I just like, happiness and positivity and laughter and comedy is a big part of that.
How'd you get into it?
I mean, there's always a bunch of different answers to that. I moved to LA 11 years ago. And from Northern California, a small town called Vacaville, about 50 miles northeast of San Francisco. I'm stumbling because I'm stoned. So I was a funny kid. But it was just small town. It was literally, it's called Vacaville. It translates to cow town. It's just like anything you want from like a little farm town. And eventually just moved here, transferred Best Buys. I worked at a Best Buy, and then I worked at Best Buy, this guy named TK come in, who's still like a bringer show producer. That's like one of the opening tiers of comedy, of getting into comedy, is you have to guarantee audience members to perform. Okay. And so this guy, his name's TK, comes in to buy a printer, and in the course of selling him the printer, I just say, printer, hardly knew her. And we just have a dumb little laugh. Then we start making more jokes, and then he goes, all right, well, you're pretty funny. Have you ever considered it? Stand up. And then I guess I moved here to be an actor because I just knew I had like a funny presentation of myself. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that could be on TV. That's what I first started as. And then you get here and people say, try stand up, and say, try comedy. And this guy says it. And then so I get his information, and then I actually don't even do it for a few months because I was still too nervous. But the guy had been working with my roommate to network the printer that he bought. So my roommate was like, yo, are you bailing on this dude? So I had like double pressure.
Oh, okay.
So I finally go do it. And I do it the first night, and I do an open mic, and I do, you know, now I can remember it. It was bad, but I do well enough to get invited on the show that night. And so I do the show that night, and then bam, here, you know, 11 years later.
Damn, that's crazy. That's awesome, though.
Yeah, just all like good luck and timing and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely, I'm nervous to ever do it. I feel like I would just like look out to the crowd and be like, my first time.
Your first time, yes, that would definitely happen. But you like we were saying when we were smoking, like I was saying when we were smoking, if you're already good at like, I meet a lot of new people in stand-up that they'll say they're only like a few years in, and I'll be like, well, you're so good or something like that. There's something about them, and they almost always will be like, I have a performance background, I have this background, and you have that, like, you could call this like a modern radio background. So I think with enough like repetition, you could figure out a way to do it. But yes, the first time definitely would not be.
I think I would just, well, so you know what I wanted to do originally? I was like, I'm just going to come out in lingerie.
Okay. I think I did that my fourth time. Yeah. You really want to wait for that? I don't know if that's a first night kind of thing. But maybe you probably pull off laundry a little bit better than laundry.
Did you really come out lingerie?
No, what the hell?
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
no, that's evening wear kind of thing.
But I think you should maybe try that. That might be something.
Hey, I can support some
just
lingerie.
Manscaped before, you know.
Nah.
No?
Ladies like an organic man, you know. I have heard varying reviews though. What
do you think, Megan? Organic? No, Megan's not into organic. Sarah's into organic. Sarah likes an organic man.
Right? Untouched, unfiltered.
Yeah,
no science.
She likes the hair.
No science.
Sarah is blushing. Yeah, okay, we got two blushing
Okay,
girls.
so I was half right, which is legit. Half right is fine.
I don't know. So like, it's like, I don't want you to look like a baby down there, but at the same time, like if you expect me to like really get down on it.
So you're saying Megan prefers baby down there. Is that what you use in play?
I mean,
So you like a little bit, like.
Do you like a little bit? Come on. Oh,
You're eating?
She's eating.
I don't know if that has to do with anything.
Since when? Yeah. Oh, man. No, yeah, for me at least, if you expect me to like get down on it.
Yeah.
It's gotta, I mean, I don't want to be like having to pick out hairs, you know?
I guess that would be a bummer. I am just so stoked to be there. Like, whatever. What do you got? Like, I hope it's not like haunted, you know, but like, I hope it's, you know.
Haunted pussy?
I hope it's kept up. Listen, whatever your version of kept up is, I don't care. Like, thanks for letting me every time. Yeah. Thank you. Hey. Thank you. Thank you for the invite.
I mean, I guess I would. I haven't turned it down if it's not completely kept up. Plus, I'll tell you, the other night I hooked up with somebody I was not ready for. Like, I was like, damn, this was very unkept Victoria.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I was just like, yeah.
Was the dude like bummed? Did he bring it up? Did he mention it?
No,
I can't imagine a dude doing it.
He didn't mention it at all.
Can we trim the hedges next time, Victoria?
He actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, I feel like most dudes are usually pretty stoked.
Yeah, you wouldn't turn down a girl with like a really long bush. Like, say it's like, I
mean, how long? Like Rip Van Winkle?
Like,
long?
Think of like Scary Movie. You know how they be trimming her hedges in that movie? Like, it's like,
so now you're suggesting would I say no to like a almost like comedic level of bush? Maybe, I don't know. I think she would know at that point, and then she would be cool with only oral. You know. She'd be cool with a compromise because she's like making a choice.
So how about like a little fern, like I don't know, fern. like a beaver fern.
I really
like,
want
what are
this
those
visual
things?
You're trying to establish, but like a vaginal fern is what you're saying, right?
I've tried to.
You say the word fern, all I can think of is the movie Jawbreaker with Fern Mayo.
Oh, I love that movie.
Classic movie.
Yo,
definitely saw
Fern
it
is
too young,
crazy.
but my mom was trying to see it too.
So she took you to it. That's like my dad took me to see Starship Troopers.
Oh. Big time storyline movie for my own life.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it was a running joke. Oh, just because like, so my parents, they're weird, but like they were good parents at times. They're weird for sure, but they're good parents at times. And one of the times was every now and then it does come from like there's a lot of siblings. I'm one of 4, and then there was other steps added. Big dysfunctional family, and they would take me out of class sometimes and just take me to a movie at McDonald's and we'd have a good time. And one time I got to pick the movie and it was fucking Starship Troopers.
Yes.
And as soon as like the mega boob scene comes
The sex
on,
scene. Yes, my parents.
I get stoked, obviously, because it's like 20 boobs. You know, it's like 20 boobs. I barely get to see any, and they're usually blurry on like a Spice Channel that I snuck in the middle of the night.
Oh my God, me too.
This is like late 90s, early aughts. So yeah, and then my dad's like kind of like whatever, you know. But then my stepmom, because my parents were divorced, my stepmom was like, oh my God, you know. Because everybody in my family, again, they're weird and dysfunctional, but I feel like we all have a similar personality. So they're funny too. Mm-hmm. So we're all having like own interaction. But yeah, it is a fun movie in my like.
Yeah, I love that movie. I remember that too. I remember my dad and I were watching and he goes, okay, cover your eyes. Right when the sex scene started happening or whatever. Yeah. And I remember thinking like, damn, this sucks. She's hot. Like,
yeah,
super she hot. Was so hot. Who was it? That was what's her name? Richards. Was Denise Richards?
I don't think she gets naked in it. I think the other girl.
Oh, the other one.
The girl who eventually dies, she gets naked in it. And then like
yes, now I'm remembering. Oh, yeah, that's
Casper
so
Van Dyne, I believe, was the lead. I think Neil Patrick Harris is in it, but I don't
That's
remember.
right.
Denise
You're right.
Richards is who you're thinking of.
Yeah, that was such a great film.
So I had that moment with that my dad's side of the family with that like the 20 boob shower scene and all that kind of stuff. And but I had a similar other side of the ledger moment. I saw Operation Swordfish with Hugh Jackman with my mom, and you see Halle Berry's boobs. And my mom tried to be like boom, and I was old enough to be like no, like I grabbed her. Maybe when I was younger I would have been like, okay, you're right, I'm too young for this. Like they watched there was like a family barbecue, and after all the parents watched Waiting to Exhale.
Oh gosh.
And I remember like leaving. I remember seeing a sexual scene starting and like being like, they're gonna send me out anyway. I'll get ahead of the curve and just bounce anyway. But this time we're in the theater, Mom. There's people around here. Yeah, you're not gonna censor me from seeing boobs. First of all, there's already internet porn, so I'm way beyond Halle Berry's boobs at this point.
When did internet porn come out? I can't even remember. I don't even know when I really started watching internet porn. I don't think it was until I was like 28.
Really?
Yeah, because I always still got DVDs. I had like specific, and then I got into Blu-rays. DC, Maryland, that area, PG County specifically.
Sure. Was it like podunk, like way podunk, or what?
No.
All right.
No, it's not at all.
We I think, I mean, by the time I was like 10, the internet, like America Online was like settling in. And then by the time I was like 15, it was like, I remember I have this vivid memory of my 9th grade English teacher, Mr. Wetstein, being like, all right, class, I'm going to assign you to your first book reports and shit. And I want you to, you know, go to the library, get the books, but also use this thing called Google. Like, I think it'll really help you, blah, blah, blah. And that was like 2001, 2002. So that was like, right. I remember being introduced to Google that way then. Okay. So that was like kind of where internet was when I was in that pubescent, like, oh my God, porn stage, you know? So
you just went and searched porn, naked woman.
I mean, like every like aspect. Like I was really getting to the corners of the internet.
See, I was in private school.
Word.
So I don't even know if they taught. Do we even use Google like that? I feel like we were just in class, computer class, doing like
I think the Lord
typing.
Is your Google in private schools, right, or something. Right? It's like you just ask him, and then he usually bestows the answer upon you, something like that.
Or you're supposed to go to class. Is the idea?
Yeah, definitely.
To learn.
To learn all this stuff.
Though sex ed didn't. I mean, I can remember when they would separate us, right, and then we would talk about sex ed, and then you'd have to get back together all awkwardly. Actually, this one time, this kid in, I'll never forget, in 7th grade, like I looked over to the left and he had this big old heart on. And I was like.
A big one in 7th grade. Or was it just your 7th grade brain being like, oh my God.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure.
I hope that guy's a
I know
listener,
him
and
still.
He's like, oh, yeah, right.
I should be like, yeah, and his last name was Seaman. No
Sick.
bullshit.
I believe you.
So dead serious. But yeah, like I remember I looked over and I was like, holy shit.
I do feel like there was a flip though. At a certain point you're going to sex ed class and you're like, oh my God, I don't know about any of this. And then you go to sex ed class and there's been like, now there's porn. And so you're like, yo, I've been know about all this. I don't need your.
They ain't even telling you the
got
good
questions
stuff.
For me now.
Yeah,
exactly. Mr. Anderson.
Speaking of, just to go off topic, because why not? Have you seen Euphoria yet?
I have not.
Oh, okay. I was just going to see what your opinion about it was, but.
I got high and distracted for a second because I swear my brain thought you were going to say, have you seen your forehead yet? Like you were going to burn me real quick. So I had to process that and then go to your question. No, I don't really watch. I have we talked about, low attention span.
Yeah.
I have a crazy low attention span and it's hard for me to get into stuff like that. Like I got into Thrones. I watched cartoons.
Thrones is hard. What are you talking about? That's a hard ass.
But I love fantasy sci-fi shit. I love like like Jon Snow's storyline. Like I love shit like that. Like I love Harry Potter. That's one of my main shits.
Oh gosh,
so like
can't do it.
Love it.
I know people.
So when here's the thing. It's hard for me to get into stuff, but when something does grab me, I'm like fucking into it.
Yeah, you're like I'm on.
Yeah. So Euphoria, like if I don't know, I just couldn't.
You couldn't get.
I already got my
it.
own. I got so much shit.
Have you watched the new show with what's that show called, Sarah? No, the one with the comedy one with the Preacher Brothers. The Preacher Brothers. You know what I'm talking? The Gemstones, Royal Gemstones.
I don't.
You gotta watch it. At least the first episode. No,
I really
but it's
don't
funny.
watch. Everybody, listen. Succession.
I didn't
what
see
is
that.
it? Again, I can't even think of them because I don't. Yeah, Succession's in the new HBO one that everyone's talking about.
I haven't watched it.
I never watched Breaking Bad. Like I don't watch a lot of stuff because I can't focus for that long on something. You know what's funny though? I say all this. I rewatched the entire series Smallville a few years ago, just because I loved it as a high schooler and I never got to finish it. So I just watched.
So
the whole
you just
thing.
have specific.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. When you get my attention, you fucking got it. But it's tough to lock it in.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot. Well, I'm glad I've had your attention for 15 minutes.
Yeah. Well,
at least you haven't ran off yet.
Yeah. Well, that's because I put my phone over there. If my phone was close to me, I would have ADD'd into it.
Oh, did we just hear that?
Should I use my phone to call the police?
Something just crashed.
Is that a sleep noise again?
Shit, I just snorted. Stop. I got. Hold on. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, they're gonna be like, "Why are you laughing so hard?" So background. I guess I gotta give background.
Gotta give background.
One of the roommates here at Sarah's house. She talks in her sleep.
More like moans. There's been no confirmed words. We're all lowering our voices just in case, even though our voices are amplified right now. So
there was some. Okay, sorry. I'm good. I'm high, but I'm good. There's just some crashing noise from her bedroom, so we're just.
So we're wondering if it could be related. I mean, there was talk of haunted pussy earlier, so maybe like we did this to ourselves.
Haunted pussy. I love that.
I mean, I can't take full credit. I'm sure I heard that somewhere in my comedy travels, but yes, it is a funny concept.
That is funny concept. Oh shit! So what were we talking about before the bridge fell?
I'm not sure.
All right, on to the next topic. So the topic of the week that actually we're supposed to be talking about is open relationships, which you said you don't have much.
I don't have experience with it. It's not something I don't think I'd be opposed to. Maybe in my younger years when I was an angrier dude, I would have been like jealous or possessive or something like that. But now I don't give a fuck. You know? So it's, it would have to be, again, same thing with what I would watch. It'd have to be just the right situation. I would say that with anything, as long as it piqued my interest enough, then I could do it. But I do have a friend who, this girl Lisa, or I shouldn't have said her name, right? Can you edit that out?
We can bleep that out, right? We'll just
anyway.
We'll
I had a friend, and we met we met on Tinder like years ago, and then we just had a couple hangs, couple this that. Is it working?
Yeah, no. I'm gonna have her. Hey, right, 1733. Can you just write that down for me?
Okay, thank you. So met her on Tinder, and then we ended up hooking up once, and then that was it. And then we just became really good friends. And then we ended up working at this Hard Rock Cafe together, where I made a lot of my friends, had a bunch of life storylines through there, and we became super, super close. And she was always one of these girls who was who makes I'm so single jokes on social media, and just really puts, I think, and I only say this as a very close friend, put a lot of weight into getting the boyfriend and having the little family and stuff like that. Not even, she doesn't want kids, but just that image of a working relationship and stuff. And so she got in this relationship and is with, they're polyamorous, which, I'm like, down with it. Open, all that, supportive of your lifestyle, whatever's making you happy. But then, slowly but surely is Xing my life, and we're not hanging as much, which again, I get when you get into a new relationship and stuff. But we were super tight, and it went to 0. And then, and he showed kind of classic signs of shit, they're moving in together, so it's separating her from her friend group, and they're always doing their thing. And then there was one time where we rode home from my show, and I was giving them a ride home, and he's one of these guys where he was saying a lot of these Me Too accusations, they could ruin dudes' lives and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if you look at the zoom out perspective, how many count like over just history, women's lives ruined constantly by men all day, every day, forever. And now the tide is turning a little bit. And if you're as a dude, you have nothing to worry about. You have nothing to be afraid of. You know? And he was just one of these dudes where it's like he sided so much on the other side of the opinion where it's like there's got to be something wrong, got to be something you're hiding. So I just never really totally trusted him, and I think that's what created a disconnect. So I have experienced kind of like maybe like a downside of that. But I think it's whatever makes someone happy to pursue.
Yeah, I mean, I think it comes down to like honesty and conversation, right? I mean, it sounds like that to me. It's actually kind of odd that because I have friends who have been in poly relationships, and usually the ones, at least I don't have that many, but the ones that I've talked to, it doesn't sound like they're cut off from their friends the way that you're talking about.
Also, she said that it was this like polyamory thing or like open whatever. I'm not sure. I don't want to disrespect anybody's thing. It was something along those lines. But it ended up being I think closer to like Dom sub, because he was allowed to fuck other girls, but she was not allowed.
Yeah, it's
so
got to
like,
be something else.
It was both of those things like working together, being like it kind of pulled her away from a lot of her friends, and it wasn't just me. It ended up making me feel better because we do have a lot of the same friends, and a lot of them said she was kind of acting different.
Yeah. That's definitely not poly, because poly is all about having multiple relationships in a sense.
Right.
You know, it's crazy. I mean, I've never had an open relationship, really. I mean, I've definitely been fucking guys who've been fucking other girls but have been lying to me about it.
All right, well, that sounds not as pleasant as like the everybody gets everybody thing.
Yeah.
But, I haven't even really had like defined relationships a ton. I had one very long one. I had one kind of intense short one, and that's really it. Other than that, it's just been kind of like on the fringes of like friends and not. And
really?
That's really it. Yeah, I just kind of... Because I took a lot of the I don't really do dating apps anymore. I just do I use Raya just because
you
it's
use
like
Raya?
the elite one. It's like the
You're
fun,
on Raya?
You got to get approved for.
He's on Raya.
I
need to get on Raya.
Oh, it's it's a dumb dating app.
I know.
It just feels fun to be like, ooh. The funniest part about me joining Raya was that it was free for girls, and dudes at $7.99 a month.
What?
Yeah, it's whatever. Who cares? $8 for me to feel elite. That's fine. So I hit like, I got this right. Pay, and I do my little thumbprint. But because the debit card on that iTunes account was an old one, and I had a new one, I got declined for my $8 Raya charge, and I was like nervous that the app would know I got declined and be like, "We've rescinded your invitation."
Yes,
to Raya.
I know,
like,
right? That's how I feel with Soho House.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Soho House?
I have not.
So I went to Soho House the other day, and I had 2 broken nails, and I was so worried about going into Soho House.
Really? So they're scoping nails and stuff like that?
Yeah, because I'm like, they're going to know I'm not a member, and they're going to be like, "Why? Who let this bitch in with her broken ass nails?"
Eight good nails.
She's
Get her out of here. I can't look at those. Come in here with under.
And then my food was late. I'm telling you, they were like, "Yeah,
we don't got to give a fuck about her."
Yeah. It was so funny. But yeah, no, Soho House though is really pretty. Like when you get in there, like you can kind of see this city and stuff, but it's like you can't take pictures, you can't do texts. You actually should see if you could do a comedy show there.
Maybe. It sounds like there's a lot of rules.
There are a lot of rules.
Huge rules guy.
Yeah. There's no pictures, no video.
I love pictures.
You love pictures?
Oh yeah.
Speaking of pictures, let's talk about my favorite picture. I've been showing this picture to everybody.
Oh shit!
Basically, yeah.
Can you put my Instagram over it so like when you show it to them, you're just it's also they're like, oh, maybe I should follow him.
Yeah. I could do that. So the pictures of you and you're in this.
I'm being like super hot girl summer in like the top
super
floor
hot girl summer
of a Vegas hotel, and it was it was great. I had gone there. I had my show in LA on a Friday night, and then the next day. Worked, got off work, drove to Vegas, met them, partied all night, and it was so scummy because it's just all my friends are girls, so I did like I'm just fending off these awful, gross dudes like the entire night. So then the next morning we're all like recovering from basically not sleeping, and I see the bed, I see the open frame, and I'm like, man, that's a good frame. This lighting of the sunlight's pretty good, and then I look around, and this girl's got like a big ass phone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with rhinestones on it. So I was like, okay, she for sure takes a lot of photos.
She takes a lot of photos.
So I was like, hey, could you get a picture? She's like, yeah. So then we're sitting there, and like I was telling you guys before, sitting there, and I took my shirt off and got like I arranged the blanket like in a way, and she just started clicking and then sent them to me, and I was so happy with the result.
It's literally the cityscape behind him.
Yeah.
He's basically killing it. I feel like it could definitely be an ad for like, I don't know, maybe you could be like, what is the what are the fucking underwear? What are those underwear that all the Kardashians and all them?
I have on Hogwarts underwear right now, so maybe I think they're made by Hanes, so perhaps perhaps there could be some sort of partnership. Listen,
Okay,
I've been trying to link myself with something Harry Potter related my entire life, so any options you guys
So what
think
else
of?
can we think of? Let's think of some options.
I legit
right now.
tried to pitch myself to a Harry Potter themed cruise.
Did you?
Yeah, like 7 years or 7 years, a long time ago. There was a Harry Potter themed cruise that was going to go, and I like tried to meet with the people to pitch them like a clean, like I was a comedian in the world and stuff like that. And
So how are you going to pitch them? Can you like Can you give me a little like idea?
Man,
like
I mean,
say
they
like let's say they're listening now. I mean, maybe they're going to bring back this Harry Potter cruise. Like, I want to know. Like, pitch me.
Listen, it was not good because I just used my. It was supposed to be probably going to be for kids, and I just used my material that I thought was just my good Harry Potter material, which was about how Americans. There were no Americans in Harry Potter in the thing because it's set in England. It's like I don't think we would have been evil, but we definitely wouldn't have been good. Like all prescription drugs would have been spells, you know. Imagine like the boner spell, you know. It's like, babe, are you ready to go to sleep? Just like, oh, I'm tired. It's like erecto, you know, like not anymore. And Gorgio, like, you know, there's all these different. That's instantly what we go to. We're not helping anybody. We're helping ourselves for sure, but we're definitely not helping or hurting anybody else. So I was doing this type of material and other different like puns and stuff. And they thought it was good, but they just were like, it doesn't really fit. And this was back when there was a store called Whimsic Alley open on Wilshire, which was like a Harry Potter themed store. But then they got sued by WB and had to shut down.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so.
Though I feel like there could definitely be an adult Harry Potter cruise. Like that's would be a huge
like
thing.
a sweet like cosplay, like what's the word I'm looking for? What's the starts with a B and the
B and starts with the I know
they do,
exactly
like,
what
sexy dancing and lingerie. And
oh, like a burlesque.
Burlesque, yeah, like a cruise that had themed burlesque. Like every night was a different thing.
Yeah, or something
Actually, that
like
would pop the fuck off.
I was thinking more kind of pornographic. Not gonna lie, like
listen,
maybe
people
like
are gonna be like nipping and fucking. So it's like
little bit of fucking and like
nips will be aplenty. But it's funny because I actually this morning met a different friend of mine, this girl Dana, who is I think going to be on some reality show coming up, and then she's on my show on Friday.
Oh, cool!
And we went to a Harry Potter coffee shop downtown LA called Nimbus Coffee.
Nimbus Coffee.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Doug. And then it's great. They have little Harry Potter themed drinks. They have these cool like modern takes on the world. Mm-hmm. So instead of called the Daily Prophet, it's called the Daily Tea.
Okay.
And they have like a legit modern written one, like a huge paper. They have Prince as Snape, and he's called the Half-Blood Prince.
What the?
No, they kill it. They kill every single aspect of the aesthetic. And yes.
We'll have to check this out.
Yeah, it's really good.
We'll have to check that out. That sounds interesting. Have you ever been to the cat bar?
No.
I was just wondering.
I don't.
Do you like cats?
I do actually like cats.
Yeah.
I'm more of a cat guy than a dog guy.
Yeah.
And I spent more time around cats this year,
Then
oddly enough. There's just more cats in my life.
So if there was a lady that was like, I want to date you, but I want to be in an open relationship with you and 5 of my cats.
And a dog. Oh.
Well, I was going for the cats. Is that okay? The cats kind of like, they like meet the same level as you.
Oh, I mean, I probably wouldn't just because that's just not my steez. But I wouldn't. It's not like an opposed to it as in like, oh, I disagree with that. It's just like, no, live your life. That's just not my speed, you know?
Yeah, to have 5 cats?
I mean, I smashed a couple times, but I'd probably... No, I'm not a smash a couple times guy.
Are you sure? What makes somebody a smash a couple times guy and not a smash a couple times guy?
I think the biggest difference is that like, and I'm not, dudes, you know, will accuse me of being like, you're just saying it, but it's like literally like I just feel bad. You know what I mean? If it's, I don't think it's going to go somewhere or it's, I don't want to lead anybody on.
You have morale.
Yeah, something like that. So I think there's an okay with, you know, like there's a dude who'll be like, you know, she's gonna be fine, and then just move on with the rest of his life. Like, but yeah. I'm not really super tight with living with the. I mean, I hope she's fine. You know, like I don't really like living with that. So that's why I say I actually don't even like date a ton, just because I have a bit that I'm working on about like the stressful pursuit of the orgasm. Like it's just not even like worth it sometimes.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah,
I really feel that. I literally I went to hook up with this guy and one, guys now don't even bring condoms. Like, that's the first thing they do. They're like, I don't have condoms. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad I have some.
Nice.
And then, like, they're like, oh, well, this isn't comfortable. So, like, we couldn't even have sex because he was like, I don't want to wear it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why did I even bring you home? It's not like you're going down on me.
Yeah, dudes are really, really awful. I don't mind a condom, and then I don't mind like a lot of dudes are interested in like the coming inside girls. That never really appealed to me.
Yeah.
So it's like that's not even a thing that is like, oh, I need to make that happen. So then the condom thing, like I guess I just train my brain early on to be okay with it.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, fine, it might take a little longer. Hey, hope you're cool with laying here longer.
Yeah.
Which I am totally cool with. I expressed to you guys earlier. I'm just stoked to be there. Man, more time next to a pretty naked lady. Oh yeah. I'll wear a little balloon for you.
Oh, well, see, that's how it should be.
It is. I know this is something normally douchey guys say, but I have a lot of friends that are girls. I was raised by women basically. So it's like, I do have a little bit of a different perspective than most guys, but I mean, I'm sure I'm a douche in some areas the same way.
I mean,
guys.
just like chicks are bitches in some areas. I mean, I'm definitely a crazy bitch.
Yeah.
Pretty much all
There's
the time.
There's a George Carlin bit where he says women are crazy, men are stupid, but women are only crazy because men are stupid.
Yeah.
I fault the dude all day, every day. and like you could tell me, a girl could come up and be like, this happened to me. And I'd be like, it's okay. We'll get him next time. Dude could tell me the same thing. I'm like, fucking loser. You deserve this. You probably did something bad in your life and this is karma,
I just feel like, the dudes, yes, I do feel like women are driven crazy by guys because they're not real, like in a sense. Like they just aren't honest. They're liars.
They're made up.
Yeah.
They're imaginary creatures.
Yeah, like so many people want to lie about just like what the fuck they do for a job. Like it's just like annoying. You can't really get to know people anymore. You can't know what's real. But then at the same time, I think women have to stop expecting so much from men. Not every man's going to be a millionaire. Not every man's going to be like, there's too many things they're trying to check off the list that are not really important. Does that make sense?
Maybe, but dudes aren't going to stop doing that, especially with like looks and expectations on
Well,
stuff.
that's true. Cause
So since dudes are never going to stop,
women
because
should
they're
never
terrible.
stop.
No, don't. I set a great standard for yourself. Yeah, expect all this stuff. Don't like, I don't know, like in an essence, starve yourself because of it. You know what I mean? Learn to compromise and like, like we were talking about earlier, admitting when you're wrong and when you're dumb and stuff. There's an element of that and accepting like what's going to make you happy and what's going to be possible for you, Yeah. But yeah, definitely, again, dudes are hella dumb. So aim for the stars.
Aim for the stars. So I guess we should just become lesbians then. I wish I could become a
Probably.
lesbian, but
I
don't think I could do that.
I love this. There's
I don't know about eating pussy, Sarah. Like,
it's pretty cool.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So our friend Diana, who's queer, she told me it's the best meal I've never had.
That's a fun sentence. Yeah. I don't know if I'd put that like on the menu.
Yeah,
but,
you wouldn't put it on. Okay, so it's not the best meal you've had. What would outbeat it, food wise?
Food wise. I mean, like the best McDonald's. Like
The best.
Like
You're saying McDonald's is better than pussy?
Remember how I said the stressful pursuit of the orgasm was too much for me? Hell yeah, McDonald's is better than pussy. You're telling me I get the best possible made McDonald's. This is my dream McDonald's. Yes, it's gonna be better.
Okay, let me
so
hear.
it's like like a perfect McGriddle.
Okay. Okay,
Maybe even a double McGriddle because I don't even think that like a Big Mac style McGriddle. Yes.
What the
Yeah. So
fuck?
Big Mac style McGriddle.
With the Big Mac sauce?
No.
Oh,
So this is
oh.
because this is the sweet savory mix. This is
Okay.
The
You gotta.
pancake
I
fun-
don't eat McGriddles, so I need more. You need to really
You
define
don't
this.
eat McGriddle. You've never had one.
No. I know my friend.
Talk about the best meal you've never had.
As a McGriddle.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm talking Big Mac style McGriddle.
Okay.
A perfect hash brown, like they cook it the best. It's the right amount of like crispy and salty and like cloudy mashed potato in the underneath the crisp. And then
Cloudy.
I mean, in an ideal situation in my head, like in one day, all corporations become one, and then McDonald's joins with Starbucks. I'm allowed to get their iced coffee with extra shots of espresso. So that's
Okay.
my beverage. And
At
then
McDonald's.
again, sorry, perfect McDonald's situation as an extra little dessert at the end.
Wow.
They don't do it anymore, and they
Okay.
only do it sometimes seasonal. And again, I love fast food.
I swear, if you say pumpkin spice, I'm gonna smack you.
Absolutely not. So
Okay.
they used to make this bomb ass cherry pie, and they really only have the apple pie, the holiday pie, the
McDonald's?
pumpkin pie, and the like little sprinkle pie. They really don't have an amazing
Did
cherry
you know
pie.
this? Did you guys know?
Yeah, bomb.
Megan knows about
of course
the
Megan
cherry
knows.
pie.
Of course. I knew it when I walked in. I was like, I bet Megan knows about the cherry pie. I swear. Did you hear me say that? Because I said it. Anyway.
I don't.
So that is it. Yeah. So if you give me this, what I just described to you, the Big Mac style McGriddle, the extra shot Starbucks